every single entrepreneur needs somebody in the center of their wheel managing and delivering all of this. We'll start with tax planning, because that's one thing that I oftentimes see that entrepreneurs are doing no tax planning. They will talk with their CPA will file the tax returns, tell them how much they owe, but there's no one proactively doing the tax planning. And so this may not be a time savings, because this may be something that's not happening right now. But as we see within our entrepreneurs, I was just looking at some of the data last year, we saved over $30 million of taxes for our entrepreneur clients. So that's about bringing in the who, not the how, when it comes to tax planning.
There's a flip side of that too that I'd like to mention, and that is these tax strategists that are popping up all over the place. Tax strategist is a made-up term. You don't have to have any qualification. You don't have to have any credentials. And often these are folks who are charging a percentage of taxes saved, or they're trying to sell you other products like life insurance. And that can put you in a position opposite to the zero tax planning with the CPA, where nothing gets done, where they're putting you in the most aggressive strategies without any concern for your audit profile or your risk tolerance or what's going to happen in the future. Just be careful, not only about the traditional CPA that does no planning, but also the aggressive tax strategists that will put you into stuff that sounds exciting and will save you money in taxes, but in the long run could cost you a lot.
Yep, good points there. Insurance and risk management. So this is something that the Fractional Family Office should handle all of this. The renewals, the underwriting on your P&C insurance, your home, your autos, your boats, and also on the business side. And that's always a big pain. Oftentimes entrepreneurs just auto renew. They don't want to look at it. They don't want to deal with it. But that comes at potentially higher premiums and opportunity costs if they want to be the ostrich and just bury their head in the sand.
Yeah, and shopping it and looking for what policy provisions do you need based on what's changing in your company or your personal life, those kinds of things.
The investment management, I see this is a huge time suck that a lot of entrepreneurs get very distracted with different tactics, different investment opportunities that are pitched their way, and then they try to underwrite those deals, or even sourcing different investment strategies on their own and just calling people, following the herd there. So this, I think, is the biggest area where I see the Fractional Family Office saving entrepreneurs time, is the sourcing and vetting of different investment opportunities.
Yeah. Negotiations, I think that's a good one. I mean, having someone on your side negotiating fees and cost and things within your planning is important.
Yeah, the other big thing here, business exit planning. That's a huge one that a lot of entrepreneurs don't understand how much time and energy goes into running a full process to sell your business. And it's a huge distraction to the business owner and the operator, because now they have to first you have to hire the investment banker, you got to hire the M&A attorney, get your quality of earnings, maybe audited or reviewed financials. And then you need to start building the SIM, the confidential information memorandum, make sure you have this whole story and the narrative down for your business, get all of your KPIs, your data, everything cleaned up, and then you go to market. And then you're hoping that you get some indications of interest. And then what do you have to do? Management interviews. You get interviewed 2, 3, 4 days intense in the conference room. As we speak today, one of our clients is in our conference room with a private equity company going through a due diligence conversation. So massive amount of time goes into this. But again, having that Fractional Family Office build that team around the entrepreneur can alleviate some of the stress and some of the time of that.
And not only that, but in addition to the exit of the business, which is what the entrepreneur focuses on, and they're really focused on price, but how much do you actually net in your pocket after the exit? And that requires, if you have the time, obviously it's best if you do it multiple years before the exit for tax planning and planning about where your money's going to go, how you're going to invest, how you're going to generate income if the business is gone. All those questions also tie into an exit. And often I see entrepreneurs, they'll do the investment banker, they'll think about the price, they'll get a good price, but they've thought about nothing as far as tax planning, allocation planning, like where are they going to put their money and all those kinds of things. And then they end up with a big bucket of cash without a real plan or an idea about what to do. And they end up paying often much more in taxes than they need to.
Yep. I think another good one on here that we've got in the book here is model P&L development. And really, I think as part of that goes into building your model P&L, building your budget, and then budget versus actuals and variance reports. That dovetails into I'd say the broader bucket of cash flow management. Far too many entrepreneurs are very, very weak when it comes to managing and forecasting their cash flow, and then not understanding the intersection of the business cash flow and forecasting and how that ties into then their personal consumption, personal distributions, and personal cash flow. So all of that needs to get tied together, and I see far too many entrepreneurs don't understand how all those pieces are connected.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've done a tremendous job within our company of dialing that in, and how much value we get out of looking at the budgets and the P&Ls and making real-time decisions based on what's going on. And I'm always surprised when we look at other entrepreneurs how little clarity and visibility they have into what's actually going on in the business.
Yep.
So yeah, good stuff there.
So as we go into the outsource matrix, we do talk about some other factors that need to be considered besides the 4X, the ROI metric, the expertise gap. So we talk about that. If there's and this is similarly like in our business, right? In sales and marketing and in different functions, you want to bring in IT, you want to bring in different experts. And so there's an opportunity cost of just up-leveling from an expert perspective. Energy impact, which I think is very hard to quantify, but this is you dreading going out on Saturday and going to do yard work.
Yeah.
Right. Think about that it's your weekend off and you're waking up and like, oh, I don't want to get out of bed because I have to do the yard work. So the energy impact is very important.
Right.